All right, welcome to 2024, everybody. We are in the new year, and we are back to Rogue Trader. Going to try to wrap this game up here in the next couple of weeks. So the daily schedules, now that we're into 2024, is 8 a.m. to noon daily-ish. Some days I might start a little earlier or late. Other days I might stop a little earlier or late. Hang on, somebody's at the door. ¿Qué pasa? Yeah, he can come in. I'm streaming now, so he can come in and do whatever he wants. Thank you for asking. Come here, Smeagol. Buddy, come over to this chair. Come here, Smeagol. He went under the bed, so he may decide to use the other chair while he's here. Anyway, new stream schedule for this year, 8 a.m. to noon every day, ish. Today will be a shorter stream. I'm not doing 4 hours today. Only reason is because last night was New Year's, and fireworks started at like 8 p.m. last night and didn't stop till about 2 a.m. So I finally went to sleep at 2 a.m. and was up at 4:30 because just everybody's still partying and music and everything else. It's New Year's. It's one time a year. It's not a big deal. However, I'm not one of those party people. Like, I was in bed by 7 o'clock last night. Literally in bed with Chris, just watching TikTok, and by like 7:45, I slept fitfully until, really about 11:45, and then the fireworks went off crazy for like 2.5 hours. Alright, we've got quests on Dargonis. This is the headquarters for the palace. Pascal wants to come with me, or excuse me, Heinrichs wants to come with me. I don't know that I want him with me. This is really difficult. I would rather take... I need to check quests here really quick, so let me go back here. Make Planetfall or Dargonis. Let's check my journal. This is for Jay. Palace of the Adeptus Administratum is located in one of the spires of Dargonis. Master of Seals. That's the Administratum? Which is going to be here. Let's do Jay's quest first, because she's my side chick. Actually, she's my main chick, but let's bring Liette. Really? I don't know. Yeah, we'll be fine with this. All right. We got to level up everybody, too. Yep. I'll do withdraw. Ooh, that's nice. The Master Technician begins combat with additional stacks of tactical advantage equal to the number of enemies. That's really nice. Yeah, I like withdraw. And we'll take that. It's great tank ability. Let's do create an opening. Because that's good for everybody. Oh, I got a few levels with her because we were busy with other people. I think I like Poised to Strike. Oh, everybody's unsuspecting. Okay, I'm happy with that. Perfect opening. Huh. Alright, I'm happy with those choices. Hang on, I hear Chris yelling. She's outside yelling at her cat because he's attacking other cats. He's being naughty right now. Alright, we are here to get Jay a license. Greeting protocol. Welcome to the Palace of the Adeptus Administratum. Identifying your lordship. Please follow me.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Continue in this direction to your destination.
Is there money to be made?
Oh, there's some goods here. Master of Seals. I'm guessing you're the one we want to talk to. An ancient-looking woman in a voluminous robe peers at you critically through her ocular lenses when you descend into the bowels of her bureaucratic domain. Another mobile bypassed the queue under the pretext of just wanted to ask. All you highborn ever want is just to ask. But what about protocol? That's what I'm asking. Who's going to follow protocol? Jay glances at you and whispers, "So what? I paid off a few clerks to let us skip the queue, Shireen. Your time is more important to me than any formalities." But don't just stand there. You're here now. Do you think the Master of Seals has nothing better to do than receive unexpected visitors? The old woman beckons over a servo skull floating nearby. Begin entry. Current hour. Current turn. Current cycle. 41st millennium. Metal manipulators immediately begin feverishly clacking, taking dictation. My companion wishes to obtain a Mercatum Tableau Officiale. The Master of Seals peers over her ocular lenses at Jay in disbelief, then she looks at you. I take it you are her sponsor. In that case, you must submit a written application in conformity with template 404.01, as well as written permission for the processing and notarization of the personal data. Okay. Mistress Hadari cannot have a seal. Oh. The certificate of initial fish trader. At the words, the saccharine smile drops from Jay's face. Seals? What seals? Master of Seals said we will discuss that when Renfail and Valancius have prepared the primary documentation. Abelard lets out a stoic sigh and rolls his eyes. You get the feeling that this is not his first personal interaction with the administrative bureaucracy, nor is it his second. Alright, complete the application. The perfectly sharpened quill scratches pleasantly on the parchment, but for the first few minutes. The obfuscatory phrasing, footnotes, and amendments, you are forced to write out the same details over and over about you, the protected, Theodore von Valancius, Jay, and also every other living person who bears your family name. If you do not know all the required information, you must complete supplementary forms. That sounds like when I was doing all my immigration paperwork. The Master of Seals nods in approval and stows the scroll into a tube labeled with your name. Next is the consent form for the processing and notarization of the personal data of your most sacred patronage. Alright. Give your written consent on the presented form. Protocol executed, application received, processed, approved. Come on, esteemed Amar, what is it you were saying about seals? The old woman unhurriedly holds out a printed document to Jay. Here is your document, Mr. Hederi. Unfortunately, it does not have legal force. I can certify it as a sacred Mercatum Tabula Officiale once it has received 2 seals of approval, which are easy to obtain. In the Imperium Court Administratum, servitors have been handling such tasks for 150 cycles. One such is here on Dargonis in the Rogue Trader's Palace. The second is duty-bound to keep the seal in the Telikos Epsilon system. Oh, so this is not going to be an easy quest to complete. We've also got to find a seal in the Telikos Epsilon system. So why can't the seals be affixed here? Because of an amendment. Okay, so that quest just got way bigger. However, one part of that is in the palace, my palace, so at the very least, we can get that taken care of.
I always keep my options open.
Alright, let's go ahead and boot your Liet because Heinrichs had mentioned wanting to come along, so he may have a quest here. That's a cool looking view. It's Capital Planet, man. Long live the rogue trader! Uh-oh, whisperings. Probably assassins, too. Clementia Worserian. The Emperor protects. Welcome home, your lordship. The stately woman in a long full dress uniform makes a grateful curtsy. Her short graying hair does not obscure her stern features. I'm Clementia Worserian, Court Chancellor of the von Valancius dynasty. On behalf of all Dargonis, please accept my deepest condolences on the untimely passing of Theodore von Valancius. Clementia. Abelard offers a reserved nod. She nods in return. The lines in his brows soften ever so slightly. Oculus Scalander. The young man quickly brings a respirator to his burnt face and bows his head courteously. His raven black hair veils his burns and skull implants, and his thin metal fingers creak quietly as he offers a welcoming gesture. Achilles Scalander, Secretary of the Administrative Department. I hope your journey to Dagonis was not darkened by unwanted troubles. Uneventful, thank you. Does your lordship wish to survey the grounds? Yeah, why isn't the governor here with you to greet me? Apologies, your lordship. Governor Drivestim's residence is on the other side of the world, by the administrative palace of Dragonis. We sent word as soon as you entered the system, but it takes time to travel the great distance of your domain. Okay, my logic test has succeeded. Chancellor Rosarian appears unruffled, but you cannot shake the thought that the governor's lateness is a subtle political gesture designed to test the limits of what is acceptable when it comes to interacting with the new rogue trader. What, your last name is Rosarian? Lord Abelard's granddaughter. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so she earned her way here. All that concerns me is the prosperity of my protectorate. Would like to rest before the meeting. Where are my chambers? Just down the hall. Also where the study and audience chamber are. Lady Theodora's study has remained locked since her last departure, but on account of your arrival, we've arranged for it to be tidied up. You may be dismissed. Alright, she says, I apologize for my bluntness, but I have a request to make. Perhaps for the meeting, the illustrious Lord Gabbard could spare a few minutes of conversation with me. I'm certain we will find my report on the state of affairs in the Von Lance's protectorate most useful. Sure. Get up to speed on all things in the kingdom. Sounds good. So this is going to be like the ship. So I'm here. This is to the palace. This is where your Liet and Jay are located, as well as Argenta. Okay, so I really can't talk to anybody here, it looks like. Oh, there's a chest here. Well, let's go to the other room and see if we can find that advisor kid to talk to. I wonder if we could ever get to the point where we can clear the warp routes so that they're not as dangerous. Alright. We should quick save while we're here. Alright, we have multiple people here. Let me inform you of the location of the chambers of your dynastic estate. The main throne room is up the stairs and straight ahead. Your subject, Achilles Scalander, informed me that he humbly awaits the opportunity to meet with you there. So up the stairs and straight ahead. Okay. If you want to rest, personal chambers are up the stairs and on the right. you need anything else, I'll be next to your chambers, eagerly awaiting your order. Okay. I'm going to switch over to the controller here. Alright, well let's go talk to that guy first about... He said up the stairs and straight ahead, so maybe he means... Yep, this is it. Mr. Sadai, my patience is not easily exhausted, but you are coming very close. I shall not repeat myself again. No, I will not be issuing any seal, not in exchange for your honest word nor a bribe. She's really on about those seals, isn't she? I can see the family resembles Abelard now. You cannot see farther than your own nose, my dear Clementia. It wasn't a bribe, it was a gift. Now about that seal. Ha! She does not want to let it go, man. Excuse me. I must ask that you rein in Mr. Sadari and put a stop to her inflammatory actions. As the Exalted One is my witness, Shireen, I've tried everything I could to spare you any unnecessary headache over the seals for the Mercatum Tabula Officiale. I even showed this aid with a temper worse than a sandstorm, the certificate with your signature, but your Chancellor Mary kept batting me away with her flail of baseless denials. I suspect that the reason for this has nothing to do with my humble personage. She glares at Jay. Oh no, this isn't about me at all. I see. Well, Chancellor, will you tell us yourself, or shall I help you? Help in what way, Jay? They lost your seal, Shireen. They lost it and tried to hide the facts from both you and me. Clementia, like, hold your tongue, peddler of xenoheresy, and speak not of things you know nothing about. Clemencia's words cut Jay off like the swing of a saber. Then Clemencia turns to you, her head lowered in shame. I beg your forgiveness, your lordship. I should have reported this earlier, but there was never a good time. The seal Mr. Shadari is looking for was lost over a quarter of a century ago. Her ladyship Theodore von Valancius ordered a new one to be delivered from the Imperium, but as you well know, we are a long way from the Holy Terra. And with warp storms ravaging the Cronus Expanse, we have never been able to receive a replacement to this day. Well, I have some grumpy options to choose from here. To have you flogged for withholding critical information. I presume the one responsible. Yeah, I'd have you flogged for withholding critical information. Unquestionably, lordship. She accepts your words with ice-cold comments. A days in, I will submit myself to self-flagellation at the Wersarian family chapel. 100 lashes. If that won't be sufficient, I will add 5 dozen more. The loss of the seal is something a great tragedy, but self-flagellation... Jay clicks her tongue disapprovingly. Admit it, Chancellor, you simply enjoyed wallowing in pain while praising the Emperor's name. What the Exalted One requires of his servants is pure faith, not hollow torment. What possible use could he have for our tears? Those are just the ravings of the ecclesiarchy, and you just walk whatever road you are being herded along as blind as an obedient sheep. Excuse me. I assume the one responsible is punished promptly and harshly. Rest assured, Theodora von Valancius ordered to have the malefactor dealt with accordingly. Servitude imperpetuous, Your Lordship. He now performs his duty to the Imperium without reservation or error. However, what of the worlds under Caligos Winterscape's rule like Dargonos was granted the honor of keeping the sacred sigils of the administrative harem? The archives of House von Lancus mention 3 systems that are presently under the control of House Winterscale. Forgotten Twins, Langren's Belt, and the Nameless Star. I'm confident the Administratum Palace is located on one of the planets there. Holy moly, that's a needle in a haystack. Yeah, even Jay agrees. We have a better chance of finding the seal in the pocket of some rich collector or fence than on a remote world owned by one of your rivals, Serene. I suggest we make contact with any traders we may encounter in our travels. People in my line of work tend to have a good eye for such things. There is every possibility that someone has waited their whole life to return the great relic to its rightful owner. Alright. Alright, there's something I must discuss with the Chancellor in private. Oh, by all means, Shireen. I dare not waste any more of the precious bomb that is of your time on matters related to me, if I may excuse myself. I need to certify this Mercatum Tabula Officiale. Okay, so I can't until I bring the seal. Alright, what are your responsibilities? What can you tell me about Dargonis? Okay. Lady Theodora signed an agreement with the Domestic Administrator, which allowed for efficient management of the world and neighboring systems. Dargonis is also the seat of several noble families. And lastly, it has its own fleet. A luxury unavailable to the vast majority of other worlds in your realm. In addition to warships, the Protector may also employ privateer ships which are used to transport cargo. Very cool. Does the capital stay in contact with the other worlds? Not at this time. Because of the issues with the warp. If the noble houses are so volatile, what sense is there in keeping them? Because of the hierarchy. Yeah, that makes sense. Any other issues I should be aware of? Dargonis was recently raided by enemies of humanity, but the fleet triumphed under Captain Marthius Wersarian. We have the situation under control. You catch her avoiding your gaze for just a moment for the first time. It's obvious that she's looking out for her house's good name. Despite the confidence in her tone, you can tell that she does not entirely believe her own words. Tell me about Governor Drivestim. Okay, he's well respected. Lady Theodora personally insisted he be made the governor. Alright, I'm succeeding at fellowship here. The way you speak of Drivestim, I hear a hint of either contempt or resentment. No, I don't believe I feel either, your lordship. Her steely eyes stare into the distance, her jaw clenching visibly. We have different views on how to run a world. We sometimes have discussion over the laws that are enacted, but we both work for the good of the Von Valencia's Protectorate. That much can be said without a doubt. Alright, thank you for the report. What about Achilles Scalander? Okay. The governor can wait a little while longer. I still have matters to take care of. Alright, so she's saying my actions or inactions may be interpreted a specific way. Not my problem. Alright, is it going to show him on the map?